Welcome. Enjoy, everybody.
No. Sheila, thank you. Hold on, the phone keeps ringing.
Marty always gets a call right at 4 o'clock, just Eastern time.
I don't even know who it is. Anyway, sorry about that. Welcome everybody that's here. Sheila, thank you. She does the sign for us. She's a special person to do that. It really means a lot to people that have problems hearing. And welcome everybody on Saturday here on the 7th of November, believe it or not. You're all invited here to hear about a business, and it's a business that I can guarantee a couple things. One is you've never heard of it before, and the items that we're gonna tell you about this business you have never seen before. And that's a pretty hard thing for me to say, considering I've been online for 16 or 17 years. A little about myself. I started online in 2004 in August 2004. I wound up on disability, so I said, man, I'd like to find a way to make money. I look online, I said, wow, people are making money. If they can do it, I can do it. Can't be that hard. So I jumped in with both feet, got them chopped off all the way to my waist, lost all kinds of money the first 10 years. Thought first, maybe it's this business, maybe that's not for me, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. And I jumped from every sparkling, shiny object there was. And it just drove me insane. I realized into it that you have to have some skills, that there is no one there that can really help you do everything, okay? So I started to learn, how do you market? How do you do this? And then that is it takes a long time. It takes a lot of money. It takes a long time to learn how to market online. A long time and a lot of money. About 10 years ago, I finally crammed in this old head, old dog, new tricks, learned how to do some of that. And then I met, about 7, 8 years ago, I met Mike Ellis and then Dan Street. And I thought, okay, we have the tools, let's go. So we find a business that we thought was okay. We jump in, started driving traffic, and we found out that different avenues, because we weren't the richest guys in the world, we could maneuver and leverage building traffic. And we could get traffic different ways. If there was traffic under a rock, we'd find it. Whatever it was, we found a way to get it. And we did that. And then, as that's happening, you find out then maybe this business isn't so great. It's not what they said it would be. And then you move to another one and you start your little process again. You have to have a system. So we'd start this system again. And then we'd get in a business and realize, okay, if we could make a few bucks, 100 here, 200 here, 1,000, 2,000, 10,000, whatever it was, that we couldn't bring anybody with us. So that hurt as much as not being able to do it, because now you're telling people, look, come with me and I'll help you and you'll make money too. And how do I take, or Mike or Dan take, hold on 1 second, I got to answer because they're not going to stop calling. Hello? Yeah, it's also 404. I'm on a live.
As you all can tell, this is really a live.
What's that?
Real life.
Yeah, I told you what I'd like. You're going to have to call her, Dawn. I'm on a live right now. I love you, babe. All right, bye. Okay. I do a live every week, same time. Anyway, let me get back if I can remember where I was. We learned how to build. We learned how to build a team. We learned how, and now we're on the other end of the spectrum where we can't bring anybody with us. And unless you're a heartless so-called guru where numbers is all you're looking at, you could do that. You can bring people in, keep going, 10 quit, you bring in 40, 5 quit, you bring in 70, 20 quit. If you could do that and get good enough at it, you can bring people in faster and they quit. And let's remember something very important. It's not your mindset. It's your why's not big enough and all that crap. What it is, they're not making any money. Why? They don't have the skills you have. And you can't teach them it. It is not duplicatable. What we've learned, I cannot say, okay, here's a little package. You do what I did in 15 years in 15 minutes. It's not going to happen, which is painful. So now here we are. Great. You learn all these skills. We spent years and hours and thousands of dollars. What do we do now? How do we make people, give them the same benefit and cut 15, 10 years experience out of it? Well, maybe there's a business there that will make it even, where you don't have to have all those years. Truthfully, I thought, there's no way is there a business that we're looking for that will do that. It doesn't exist. We would have found it. Well, thank God, about 18 months ago, when we were being nomads, trying to find the right business to hook with everybody and use the skills we had to help everybody come in and everybody have an even playing field to make money. That's what we wanted. And it was ONPASSIVE. I ran into Red Redford and Peter Rogers. Red's here. They were doing something. I knew them from a couple years before. I trusted them. You go to people you trust automatically. I watched what they were doing. I asked them about the business. They told me, and I was kind of like, wow, that's too good to be true. Just like we're going to tell you tonight. But we looked into it and I said, man, if that's half as good as what they say it is, we're in. So I signed up. Mike signed up. Dan signed up. Truthfully, I didn't know everything about it. But what I did know was enough. What was it? Can I make money? Can the people I bring with me make money? Yes. Boom. I'm sold. Are the products in high demand? Yes. Boom. I don't need anything else, right? I was happy with that. But Mike's going to give you the story broken down of how it really happened and why we are where we are and why this big fat guy in New Jersey is so happy about the situation in the company that we're in. And so here's Mike Ellis, my business partner, my friend. He's going to take everything that I just mumbled and jumbled, and he's going to make it sound coherent and get the facts, get back to the person later when you're ready to sign up. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah, no, thanks, Marty. I listened to Marty talk and my brain is going so many different directions and there's so many things I want to share with you. And we'll start with the basics, but it's pretty extraordinary what's happening today online with ONPASSIVE. And like everybody that comes into ONPASSIVE, and this webinar really is for the new people that have just come into ONPASSIVE or are starting to look at ONPASSIVE and discover what ONPASSIVE is. And the question we all have when we come in, can I make any money with ONPASSIVE? And I want to answer that up front. Not only can you make a little bit of money in ONPASSIVE, but you can actually build wealth. You can leave a legacy to your family. And, you know, it's nice to be able to make a few extra dollars. I mean, that's always nice. But to be able to actually take care of your financial needs and to live in financial security, that's a whole different ball game. And that is ONPASSIVE. As you look at ONPASSIVE, ONPASSIVE is an AI IT company. It is a full bore corporation. It is massive. And ONPASSIVE was built by a gentleman named Ash Mufareh. Ash Mufareh is the CEO. He is the brain trust. He is the visionary behind ONPASSIVE. Everything that's been built in ONPASSIVE has been built with his tech team in India. He's got an office in Bangalore. He's got an office in Hyderabad, India. And the tech team that he has in India, they are the brightest of the brightest. These guys are really, really good. And whatever Ash asks for, he knows they can deliver for him. And Ash never asks for anything that's average or ordinary. So there are a lot of moving parts in ONPASSIVE. This is massive. And as you come in and you start to discover ONPASSIVE and continue to look at what's going in with OnPassive, you'll find out how big it is. And as you find out, it becomes better and better and better. But initially, as I came into OnPassive, I was looking for some specific things. Didn't think they existed, like Marty said. But as I started to listen to Ash Mufareh, it truly was amazing, the things he was telling me. And I want to start with some simple concepts. I'm going to go over about 5 of them. And once you understand these concepts, how they're integrated, how they work together, and then how they work for you, you are going to find a place that you can be to actually start to generate income and get to a point where you have that walk away money that we're all looking for. The first concept that Ash talked about was, as you come in and you participate with OnPassive, it is a self-funding program. And what does that mean? As you come in, you will pay once, you will never go out of pocket again. Now, like Marty, I've been online for a very, very long time, and I've been in many businesses. And if you've been online and been in a couple of businesses, you probably will relate to this. These businesses will come in and they will milk you dry. They will take money from you month after month after month after month until you get to a point where you just can't justify paying it anymore because you're not making any money. That is not OnPassive. You will come into OnPassive, you will pay once, you will never go out of pocket again. I absolutely love that about OnPassive. The next thing was as extraordinary. As you come into OnPassive and start the business, OnPassive is going to force you to be successful. And the way they're going to do that, and what that means is they're going to force you to make money, which I have never had an argument against. And the way they're going to do that, OnPassive is really unique. They are actually going to come in and put volume underneath you. And that's how we get paid. We get paid by the volume, the amount of people coming in and either using the product of OnPassive or participating with OnPassive. And what OnPassive is going to do is they're literally going to do that work for you. And I'll explain that here in just a little bit. But anytime you can find a company that tells you, guarantees you, you will make money, you need to take a really, really hard look at it, because the only one I've ever found is OnPassive. And as I looked at the numbers of OnPassive, I started to understand how they could do that. And it really is because of the genius behind Ash Mufareh, what he's done, how he's structured the company. Again, AI, IT company, artificial intelligence, informational technology company. And it's because he's made the company primarily a customer-based, product-based company. Yes, we have the ability to come in and participate, the privilege to come in and participate with OnPassive. And by doing that, Ash Mufareh is going to share the wealth with you and I. Really, really a cool aspect of OnPassive. They are going to force you to be successful. The next one is the traffic side of OnPassive. And again, Marty, Dan, and I, we've been doing this a very long time. We know how to run very good traffic and build a team. But when we came in and understood what Ash Mufareh and his team was doing with traffic, we were absolutely amazed. And I want to give you an example of the sheer volume. And again, it's all about volume, and I want you to keep that in the back of your mind. I want to show you the sheer volume that OnPassive is going to be doing for us, those individuals participating. About 6 months ago, Ash Mufareh and his team decided to test their traffic sources. And they came on and they just turned on the spigots. They started driving traffic. And their goal was to bring in 1 million opt-ins, no time frame. Could have been 3 months, 6 months, a year. They did not put a time frame on it, okay? In 4 days, they brought in 1 million opt-ins. Now, if you know anything about traffic, online, offline, you know how difficult it is to get good qualified eyes in front of what you're doing, that they come in, they join, they love it, they pay, and you make money. And that's where we all want to be. So as we look at the traffic that OnPassive is going to be driving for all of us, it truly is amazing. Now, OnPassive is all about automation, okay? Artificial intelligence. Now, when they drove their traffic 5-6 months ago, they did not use the artificial intelligence they have today. And this is such a key to OnPassive. When you marry the artificial intelligence they have today with the traffic that they drive, I believe rather than in 4 days getting 1 million opt-ins, they're going to do it in 2 days or 1 day or 12 days. Again, this is all about volume. And when you extrapolate that out over a year, and again, I haven't run those numbers. I'll have to do that one of these days, but it is massive traffic. And this is all meant, number one, to build OnPassive, but to help us as those individuals that have come in and are participating with OnPassive. All of this volume goes underneath us and we get paid off of that volume. Really, really some cool stuff when you start talking about traffic. The last thing is the customer side of OnPassive. And again, this is as important as any of the first three. When we talk about customers, and if you've been in business, you know this, you have to have customers to stay in business. It really is as simple as that. Why are customers going to come into OnPassive? It has to do with the team in Bangalore and the products that they've produced. These products are all proprietary. They're cutting edge. They've been built from the ground up, and they are cutting edge technology. It is the best of the best products in the online ecosystem today. You will find nothing better than the products of OnPassive. And as we look at the products of OnPassive, there are about 50 of them right now, and I'll go over just a couple of them. Initially, they started out with an automated marketing platform. And that automated marketing platform has all the tools that we use to market online. And it could be a server, it could be a page builder, it could be a funnel builder, it could be a communication module, it could be traffic. All the tools that we use are in that automated marketing platform that people can come in and use. They can actually bring another company into the automated marketing platform, and OnPassive will drive traffic for that company. It is truly unique. And these tools, not only are they the best of the best, but they're at a lower cost point. I know right now, before OnPassive launches, because we can't use the tools yet, and OnPassive is scheduled to launch this year, 2020, we spend thousands of dollars a month to use all the tools we use online to market. As OnPassive launches to the world, we will use the tools that are in the automated marketing platform to do all our marketing. And our price point will be lower using better tools. It truly is remarkable what Ash and his team have done with the tools. And again, there are about 50 tools right now. All of these tools built from the ground up, they are proprietary, they are cutting edge, and they are all at a lower price point. People will come in, they will use these tools, and they will have no problem paying a monthly fee using these tools, because that's what we do right now. We pay a monthly fee. Excuse me, guys, just a little itch. And as we use the tools, we pay a monthly fee. What does that do for us, those individuals that have come in and participating with OnPassive? That makes our income a residual income. And over time, it makes it a walk-away income. That's where we all want to get. So as we look at OnPassive, keep in mind the volume. When you look at those four things, self-funding, forced to be successful, traffic, and the customer side of OnPassive, it is a total 100% automated system. And that's because of the AI, the artificial intelligence of OnPassive. If you are not using artificial intelligence today for your business, you are behind the 8 ball. You will never really be able to compete with the big dogs out there. OnPassive has artificial intelligence that is better than anything that's out there, and they are giving it to us to use in a business that we can start with OnPassive and actually start building a residual income and live that lifestyle we want to live. So how do we all come into OnPassive? Today, there is a position. It is the Go Founder position. It is a $97 position. And what it does is it locks your position in OnPassive, and it locks your position in the pay structure of OnPassive. That second part's really, really important because we want to get paid. That's what the $97 does. Now, as we're waiting for OnPassive to launch, and again, they're going to launch this year, 2020. It's November right now, so the window is closing. But if you come in and become a founder in that time frame between now and the launch, you can actually start building a team. Now, this is not something you have to do. OnPassive is a totally 100% automated business. That's what the AI is all about. But if you have an inclination, if you are a builder and you want to come in and build a team, there are some tangible benefits to that. I'll talk about that in a little bit. So it is something you can do. You can actually come in and you can share this with people and change their lives, because like you, they'll come in and their financial future will be changed. But it's not something you have to do. Again, 100% automated. So as we come in as founders and OnPassive launches to the world this year, we will all come into OnPassive and we will come in as customers. How does that work? We will come in and there will be one membership level that we will all come into. We will come in, we will pay that, and then we will go into our back office, we'll click a button, and we will become independent resellers of the IT product. That's really, really important, because with that label of independent reseller of the IT product, we can be paid by OnPassive. Let's get back to the membership level. We will come in and pay a membership level. What that does is it gives us all the tools of OnPassive. And again, there are about 50 of them right now. As you pay the membership level, that is a monthly fee. You will have to pay that every single month, but we get all the tools of OnPassive. Here's where you pay once, you'll never go out of pocket comes in. You will never pay another monthly fee for that membership level. And the reason you won't is because of the sheer volume OnPassive is going to be doing. You will pay that fee with the proceeds that we make from OnPassive. Okay? Really, really important to understand that. Again, you will only pay once. You won't have to go out of pocket again. There's some really neat things included in that pay structure of OnPassive. Number one, there are no qualifications as you come in. Normally with businesses online, you have to do something. You have to sell, you have to share, you have to recruit. You do not have to do that with OnPassive. As you come in and participate with OnPassive, that is all you have to do. As we pay the membership level fee, part of that membership level fee is that we are outsourcing to OnPassive to build our business using the AI technology, selling the IT tools of OnPassive. So it's totally unique what OnPassive is doing, actually building our business for us. And as we look at that, it really is dynamic what it will do for people. And we are a worldwide company right now. Right now, OnPassive is a total business solution. It is a total personal solution. And as we look at our market around the world, there are about 4.6 billion people. As they look at OnPassive, there will be something in OnPassive that they are going to love and want to use. And that's our market today, 4.6 billion people. So let's talk about the compensation plan. Not really. Ash Mufareh does not want us to discuss the compensation plan. Why? He does not want to give our competition a leg up. He does not want them to know how we're being paid. I can tell you, initially we saw a avatar of the compensation program. It was really, really good. I mean, I looked at that compensation plan and I said, man, this is awesome. I'm in. This thing will change lives. But it's not the compensation program that we have today. And Ash does not want us to share that until the launch in this year, 2020. And we have to respect that. I can tell you how we're going to get paid a little bit. It'll give you a good idea of what's going to be happening. As OnPassive launches to the world, we're founders, we're independent resellers of the IT product. What Ash is going to do is going to go over to the automated marketing platform. He's going to pull out one tool. That tool is traffic. And he's going to start driving traffic for all of us. And he is going to be bringing in millions and millions of customers into OnPassive because of the IT products. And again, OnPassive is primarily customer product-based business. And he is going to be bringing in millions of people that are going to go underneath us. So he's going to go out, he's going to run the traffic, he's going to get qualified traffic in, eyes in front of what we're doing. They're going to come in, they're going to love it, they're going to join, they're going to pay, and they're going to use the tools of OnPassive. More importantly, they're going to pay a monthly fee. That makes our income a residual income, walk away money. It really is unique what OnPassive is doing. Let's take the team builder that has come in and wants to build a team. Again, you don't have to, it's 100% automated. That team builder, let's say he brings in or she brings in 20 people, okay? Ash Mufareh is going to do the same thing. He's going to get the traffic, he's going to run it, and he's going to put volume underneath all of us, under you and the people on your team. But if you have a team, you not only get paid for the traffic underneath you, the volume underneath you, you get paid for the volume in that team. The amount of money that can be made with OnPassive is massive. If you do not have a team, do not worry about it. That's another thing OnPassive does. They will bring in independent resellers of the IT product for you. Your team will build. So don't worry about that. If you're a novice online, you haven't done much, you can't do much, you don't have the skill sets, don't worry about it. That's why we outsource that's why we outsource the building of our business to OnPassive. That is why they're here. This is what Ash Mufareh had in mind when he started OnPassive, to take the 97% that come online and fail, and that's just the numbers, and turn that number around so that 97% of the people coming online succeed. That is OnPassive. I want to stick with the volume side of OnPassive just to give you, really let it sink in, the amount of volume that OnPassive is going to be doing for us. And I want to take one product from the communication module, and that product is a webinar service. Much like we're doing right now. Today we're doing a webinar on Zoom. And Zoom is one of the big guys on the block. They have about 200 million people doing a Zoom every single day, okay? Zoom is a unicorn company worth well over $1 billion. They're massive. When we compare the webinar service from OnPassive and the webinar service from Zoom, there is no comparison. This Zoom that we're doing right now is so outdated. The technology is so old, you can't compare the two. And what Zoom has done is taken old technology, put it in a box, wrapped it up in a bow, thrown it out there, and their timing was really, really good. They've done extremely well. But here's the deal. In a year's time with one product, the webinar service, I do not believe Zoom will be in business. And it's because that's how good the webinar service for OnPassive is. And as we look at it, in a year's time, I believe OnPassive will be a unicorn company with one product. Remember, there are 50 of them. But with one product at the end of the year, I don't believe Zoom will be in business. OnPassive will be a unicorn company. And there are 25 other platforms that have webinar services online. I'm not sure they'll be around either. That's how good the products of OnPassive are. The price points are lower. People will come into OnPassive for the webinar service. They are going to be blown away. Now let's look at OnPassive day one as they launch with 50 products. This is day one. Most companies, they take years and years and years to become a unicorn company. OnPassive, day one, will be a unicorn company, a company that has a value of over $1 billion, and it's going to be substantially over $1 billion. I believe in a very short period of time, we're going to be talking about OnPassive as a hectacorn company. That's a company with a value of $100 billion. This sheer volume, when we look at the webinar service, we will have tens of millions of people. Remember, there are 200 million people that do webinar services with Zoom today. We will have tens of millions of people coming in just for the webinar service. Then you add the other 50 products, the amount of people that will be coming into OnPassive, the sheer volume that's going to be coming into OnPassive, going underneath us as individuals that are participating with OnPassive, is going to be staggering. Believe me, if you are a founding member as we launch to the world, your financial needs, they will be taken care of. You will never have to worry about finances again in your life. Some people, it's going to happen right away. Other people, it's going to take a little bit of time. And I'm not talking about years. I'm talking about months. That's how powerful what Ash and his team have put together. That's how powerful it is going to affect our lives financially. And as we look at OnPassive, OnPassive was built for you. It was built for me to take care of that bottom line and to live in freedom and liberty, to be able to do the things we want to do whenever we want to do them. I want to talk about the customer side just very, very quickly. And I want to talk about customers because it shows the genius behind everything Ash Mufareh has done in every aspect of OnPassive. I believe 80% of the people coming into OnPassive will be customers. That's it. They will just be customers. They will not be participating with OnPassive. And these customers could be K through 12. They could be colleges. They could be medium, small, medium, large businesses. They could be governments. They could be personal individuals. Again, OnPassive is a total solution, a total online solution. And these individuals will come in, they've got a good budget, they're going to come in, use the products of OnPassive, they don't care about another business, and they'll pay the monthly fee. Again, that bodes really, really well for you and I, because these individuals are going to come in, and with a monthly fee, they're going to be paying every month. It's residual income to us. But here's the genius behind OnPassive. There are about 20% of the people that will come in and use the products of OnPassive, and they're going to love the products. They're going to pay the monthly fee. But unlike the first group, the 80%, their budget's a little tighter. And they're always concerned, am I going to be able to pay this next month? Here's what Ash has done. As these individuals come in and start paying their monthly fee, over time, the cost of the products they're using go down. Over time, the cost of those products are zero. And over time, OnPassive will pay them to use the products. Now, a lot of these individuals will have brought another company onto the automated marketing platform for the traffic of OnPassive. And I believe what's going to happen, they're going to find that they're making more money with OnPassive. They're going to boot whatever they were doing, and they will be in OnPassive full time because they're making more money. That's what it's all about. Can you build wealth with OnPassive? Can you make money with OnPassive? The answer to that is absolutely yes. You can and you will. It is guaranteed you will make money. Ash Mufareh made that guarantee probably a year ago. And as we get closer to the launch and we see everything that OnPassive is doing, OnPassive is massive. There are so many moving parts. As you come in and you continue to discover OnPassive, you're going to find out just how good it is. But initially, keep it simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. Ash, for us, those individuals that are going to participate with OnPassive, has made it very, very simple. Those first 4 concepts, totally 100% automated. The sheer volume that OnPassive is going to be doing. If you keep it simple, come in and explore. As you learn more, it's just going to get better and better and better. But it's those first 4 concepts that show you a way forward to take care of that bottom line, to take care of your family, and live that lifestyle you want to live. So keep it simple, continue to explore. I can tell you, as you learn more about OnPassive and these 4 concepts sink in, you will have found a home. And again, OnPassive, it's made for you and I, guys. This is what we've been looking for, me personally, for 15 years. And once we found it, the reason I loved it is because I knew I could bring people in, and as they came in, I knew they were going to be successful. Marty, I'm going to turn it back over to you and fill in the blanks any place where I might have missed something. Go ahead, Marty.
Thank you very much, Mike. As I said, everybody, he made it as clear as you could make it. It's unbelievable. He talked about this company launching as a unicorn company. It's a name and it sounds like, you know, $1 billion, but let me put some perspective in it. Google, when it first launched, took 5 years to make $1 billion. Facebook launched and it took them 6 years to make their first $1 billion. Spotify, 8 years after running, they made $1 billion. Dropbox, people have heard of that, 10 years before they made $1 billion. Netflix, everybody knows who Netflix is. Netflix took 10 years to make $1 billion. Apple's about as big as you can get, 14 years to make $1 billion. Microsoft, 15 years. Intel, which is on the computers you guys are on now, unless you're in a Mac, is probably Intel, 16 years to make $1 billion. Walt Disney, everybody wants to go to Walt Disney. That's where everybody wants to go. It took them 69 years to make $1 billion. IBM, it took them 79 years to make $1 billion. And right now, if OnPassive launched, it's worth over $3 billion. Now, if you want to know, you want to get in a company that's worth something, how could you get any clearer than that? It's pretty darn clear. I know Dan wanted to say something before I turn it over to the ladies. I'm going to go to Dan, then I'm going to go to Q&A with Red Redford, and then the women, you know, women, they got to take it over. I'm just kidding. Dan, go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Marty. And like Mike said, welcome all you new people that are just being exposed to OnPassive for the first time. One of the things I'd like to highlight is the fact that I think about what I was looking for when I was looking for an opportunity. And in the past, you know, I thought all of the opportunities that I got involved in were just amazing opportunities. But then I found that those amazing opportunities didn't really come through the way I thought they would. I had to recruit in order to get paid. And then I look at where those opportunities are today, and a lot of them aren't even there. They're gone. Okay, so I had to scrutinize along with Marty and Mike. We talked about this as far as what was I looking for when I was looking for a new opportunity, when I was looking for a product. Well, OnPassive has products that have real value. They are proprietary products. They are products that are patented, and they have real value, and they are absolutely the best. The AI technology is absolutely the best. And I also looked at, is it a simple program? Can I do this? And yes, I can do this because the company is going to do most of it for me. It's proprietary, but it's also automated. And they're going to take that marketing and they're going to do that automated marketing for you. They're going to build your business for you, like Mike said. And one of the key things that you've got to realize when you think about joining any kind of an opportunity, is it global? Is this going to be all over the world? In order for a company to be successful, they have to have a global presence. Okay, and OnPassive is registered in over 200 countries worldwide. And when they go live, when they launch it to the public, it's a digital company that will go viral instantly. And that's when Mike talks about all that volume is going to hit instantly. And there's going to be hundreds of millions of people that are going to be exposed to these unbelievable products. And they will have a 7-day free trial to take a look at them before they even have to make a commitment. So no pre-qualifications for this thing. And then when the other thing I'd like to talk about is the fact that we know the leadership. We know the honesty and integrity of the leadership because we've talked to them. And we not only talk to them, it's on a regular basis. And the transparency, the commitment, the passion that Ash Mufareh has for this business is like none other. So very ethical, very transparent. And if you're thinking about an opportunity, we have an opportunity here with OnPassive. And to be a founding member, that door is closing. And so, as Jim Rohn would say, procrastination is the biggest killer of success. If you're thinking about at this opportunity at all, get with the person that invited you to this meeting and don't procrastinate. Get involved, and you won't regret it. That's all I have, Marty. Take it over to the women.
That was fantastic. Well, first I got to go to the man of the hour, Mr. Red Redfern. Red, what do you got Q&A or anything you want to add?
Hi, Marty, how you doing? And Dan and Mike, what a presentation. Fantastic as always. Well, we've got four questions on Q&A. So I'll just run through those. The first one is, Mike mentioned about the email campaign, and he said something called opt-ins. What is meant by this? Well, an opt-in is very simply a person who fills out their name and normally a telephone number in some boxes that are on the email that is sent out. Basically, they are asking for more information. That is what is called an opt-in, and it's basically somebody who is giving their name, telephone number, and their email to a company. So that is an opt-in. The next question was, will this be recorded? And if so, where can we find it? It will be recorded, and you'll be able to find it definitely on OnPassive Nation Facebook site. If you're already a founder, it will be posted in your back office as a founder. And subsequently as well, in probably a few days' time, it will be all over the place on YouTube as well, but definitely on OnPassive Nation YouTube channel. And another one here we have, Mike mentioned about AI technology. What is meant by this and how is it going to be used? Now, the explanation I always give of AI is if you are browsing on Amazon or eBay for any product or clothing or whatever, we'll give you a t-shirt, for example, then you go onto any social media site, onto Facebook or Instagram or anything like that. Lo and behold, down that right-hand side, you'll see loads of adverts for similar t-shirts that you've just been looking at on eBay and Amazon. And this is what AI is. And they're not only do they give you other t-shirts and that, but they also give you companies that are normally close to where you live. And they do this by AI. And this is exactly the same technology, or if not better, that OnPassive are going to be using. Anybody who is searching for any of the products and services that OnPassive are going to have, they're going to instantly know somebody who is looking for these, and they're going to put it straight in front of these people, and they're going to obviously look at it because they've been looking for it already. This is what is known as targeted traffic. We know somebody's looking for it, and so we give them the opportunity to find it by using AI, and this is how it's going to be used. Okay, the last one then. Can the OnPassive tools be used for my own business? Absolutely. All the tools and products that we have within OnPassive, you can use within your own company. Not only your own company, but large companies, as Mike said, governments will be using this as well. And also, if you have your own domain name and website already, as long as your company is approved by OnPassive, you can also market it through the OnPassive company as well. So you're getting double dibs on it. Not only can you use all the tools and services of OnPassive for your own company, but you can also market your own company through OnPassive as long as it is approved. That's all I've got for you on this session. Thanks very much. And what a fantastic presentation, Mike. Tip my hat to you, sir.
100%, Red, you're right. And thanks, Red, for everything you do, man. You're a big help. And Mike, yeah, no doubt, I'm going to be just like you when I grow up. Erin, I'm going to turn it over to you first. What is it about OnPassive? Why are you here? What do you like about it? Whatever you want to say.
Awesome. Can you hear me, Marty?
Absolutely, I can.
Perfect. Well, thank you, and I'm honored to be here as a panelist. If people don't know me, I'm sure some of you guys are getting to know me because I'm all over the place on the internet, on the social media world. I live here in Alberta, Canada, on the west side of Canada. We have snow on the ground. So I cannot wait for our border to open so we can fly to the south borders. But I'm here with OnPassive. I came and I got introduced to it beginning of September. It was September long weekend here in North America. And to back it up, I am married for 23 years, got 2 children, 16-year-old and a 19-year-old. Yes, I'm that old. A lot of people think like, what? But I also have 23 years in the network marketing direct sales industry. I'd say the first 10 years, I was just doing it so I can enjoy evening outings with the women in the direct sales world. And then about 11 years ago was when I joined in the networking marketing and building teams worldwide. Through my journey, I was in health and wellness companies. I've only been about 4 major companies, but the last project I was working on, I was actually with the company for 5 years. I was on their leadership council board. I was blessed to be there. I was a rising star. I got elite leadership awards. I earned cruises. And I had a global business, like I believe it was Dan or Mike that mentioned that about being part of a true global business. I was part of global business. I lived here in Alberta. Our head office was in Toronto. It's a Canadian company. And I never pretty much left Toronto or Alberta, my home. And I had 64 countries underneath me. Now, fast forward, we had our pandemic hit the world. My husband, if anybody knows Alberta, it's oil and gas. It plummeted. There's still thousands and thousands of men laid off, not going to go back to work. So thankfully, I had that residual income coming in. Unfortunately, as you're an individual, you become a people's mentor. The people, general people, follow you, ask you questions. I was known to take care of lots of people that was not financially connected to my team. And I unfortunately got kicked out of that company. And I don't look at it as a bad thing because I take the good out of the 5 years and I moved off. Yes, you're shaking your head, Dan. That's exactly what happened. And the reason why I share that story, and I'm very vulnerable to share that story, is because I know that people feel like things are falling on top of their head or their shoulders and nothing's going right, especially with this pandemic, etc., etc. I have to go to work full time, 40 hours a week, into an industry that I've never been part of. I've been in retail management, hair salon, hair florist, done many customer service type of jobs. But I went into actually the financial industry and was giving cash loans, if you can imagine, for people that are not working and trying to get them qualified for a cash loan because they have no income. Thankfully, my dear friend, Mike Ross, I met well over a year ago in my old project that I was part of, came to me and said, you need to look at this. And being part of the industry and being very keen to know and understand compensation plans and key things. And when I heard the self-funding program, the automated traffic program, I was stunned. I have had thousands and thousands of customers. I've had hundreds and hundreds of distributors. As fast as I had people come onto my teams, 3 months later, they'd be leaving the companies. Not because of the products. It had nothing to do with the products. A lot of the products are prestige products in network marketing. If you're not part of network marketing or never been part of network marketing, I still believe in that industry. But we truly have passive income. I've been able to now go out and talk to people that were my uplines of other companies that are part of other network marketing companies and bring them forward and say, we now have a proper solution. I have had multiple subscriptions, Zoom, Dropbox, Spotify, Netflix, paid for leads, $500 worth of leads, funnels, you name it, everything. When I found out that it was all here and we can be a founder, and remember, I've been in the industry. I was part of a founder of another company, $5,000 American. Figure out our Canadian dollar. That was 6 years ago. This is $97. This is insane. It's absolutely mind-blowing. I'm talking to people who are skeptic and they're jumping in. And that's why I came here. I'm so grateful. I've been able to build the team, our organization very quickly in 30 days because as soon as I was blessed to be part or exited out my other job full time, I'm blessed to be here full time and ask the team. I'm in my office at 8 a.m. in the morning till 10 o'clock. I'm waking up at 3 in the morning. I cannot sleep because I am running hard for the next home stretch before we open up public. Thank you.
Are you sleeping with me or sleeping
Holy
by yourself?
cow, Erin.
Are
What
you
the
sure?
freak? How am I going to follow up with that? Wow.
Sorry.
Yeah, right?
No, that was fantastic. My gosh. Okay, wow. I'm glad you're here, Erin. Holy moly. I just got my socks got blown off. I don't even know where they're at. I'm gonna Viviana's the leader. She's building a big team. What is it about? What is it about OnPassive that just makes you smile like you are right now? Besides hearing Erin talk.
I don't know if I can top that, but I'm going to try. What gets me excited about OnPassive is just the simplicity. This business is so simple. I mean, you don't really have to do anything but just be a part of it. You know, when they told me about the business, I didn't have to recruit. I didn't have to build the business. It was fully automated. They would, that the products, you know, we could use the products and we'd get paid to use the products. I mean, that's unheard of. That's a dream come true. You know, you use all these, those of us who have tried other companies, we get nickeled and dimed to use the products, you know, and we got to get a product over here, a product over there. And what's nice about this, it's all under one umbrella. And it's just, it's indescribable. That's all I have to say. But the great thing about it is it's AI technology. And where's technology going? We're going forward. I mean, we live in a virtual world, right? I was actually reading an article the other day about Elon Musk. You know, he's promoting AI, and actually it had to do with truck drivers, you know, the trucking industry. And how the trucks are going to be all, you know, driven without a driver. They're just going to be automated. Now imagine all the truck drivers that are going to be out of work, right? So, you know, this is the wave of the future. It's the wave of the future. But what's so exciting about it, it's also part of history. You know, it's just we're going to be a part of history, and it's a huge global movement. You know, get involved. For $97, it's a steal. I mean, you can change not only your world, your financial world, but you can also help others change their financial world and have that financial freedom and time freedom that we all dream about. This is a dream job. I mean, it's not even a job. This is a dream business. And to be able to be a part of something so huge, yeah, definitely. Come on board. You'll be so happy that you're a part of this company. Definitely do that. And definitely share it with others, because this is huge. This is massive.
Very good, Viviana. Thank you. Yeah, I can't help myself but share it. I've got to tell everybody when I see him, look, postman, he don't have a chance when he walks up. Claudia, let's hear a little bit about yourself and your story. Thank you, Viviana.
Hi, Marty. Thank you. So I'm Claudia. I'm also from Canada, Erin. I am from Ontario, Canada. So we're about 1,500 miles apart. We're quite a ways away. But I come from all different backgrounds. So I did internet marketing. I built niche websites. I've been doing that since 1997. I'm just that type of person. I always have. I also own my own hair salon. I also own my own product line. I just don't stop. But unfortunately, you know, that's the body ages. So, you know, one day I know I'm not going to be able to do my job. I'm 55 years old now. My God, 55. I've been doing it since I was 17 years old. I kept switching my camera off there because I've been working all day and my neck and my shoulders killing me. So I know I won't be able to do it forever. So I was looking around for an opportunity, and my brother told me about this opportunity. He had no clue what it was about. Really, he just said, you got to get in this. It's going to be great. And of course, I really did think it was another scam thing. I'm like, oh my God, not another one of those things, please. But I did my own research and I looked into it, and I really was blown away. I was blown away for two reasons. One reason, because it really truly is, I don't know if any of you listening in the Q&A had heard it being called IT within a heart and wondering what that was all about. Well, Ash Mufareh, the leader, I mean, he knows we come from a very unequal world. Unequal meaning there are countries that have nothing, other countries that lacked for nothing. They have everything. And so as people. The platforms out there are getting saturated. You know, even your freedom of what you want to say is being shut down. That's another big vision I also see in this is your privacy and or freedom of speech could also be implemented into OnPassive. I think that's very important to be able to just say what you want and help the people that you want and not be saturated by everybody else trying to shut you down to stop you from helping the rest of the world. So I really see it as a great thing in that way. The other reason why I really love this part of the business was because I did come out with my own product. And I'll actually show you that so that you know it's real. So this would be my makeup product. This would be my shampoo product. This would be my, whoops, debit machine at work. So you know I am a real business. So I went into it because, like I said, being 55, pretty soon, unfortunately, my body will shut down. I won't be able to stand on my feet for 12 hours a day like I do now. And I will need to do something else. So that was another reason why I came out with my product line. There's nothing better than putting something out there that you know a lot about. I think everyone on here knows that. You speak about it a lot truer, you know a lot more about it if it's in your industry. So I figured that was my retirement. So I went out and I built the beautiful website, put out the product. Well, spent thousands and thousands of dollars later, and I see Mike and Dan there laughing because they know what I'm talking about. You put out all these ads and wow, nothing happens. And you know, you just make yourself go broke. So that's kind of the point I'm at. I was closed down for 3.5 months with the pandemic. So I couldn't physically do people's hair. So again, I went on again during the pandemic. I have to make some money somehow. I have to generate an income. My husband's not working. So I'll go and sell my product. Yeah, spent the rest of my money and nothing. So without the traffic, without these IT tools, I don't see people being very successful. And I am just a proven case of it because there is nothing that, you know, I feel that I can't do. I can do, I've achieved everything I wanted to achieve in my life, but I can't sell my own product online. So that's, you know, that's pretty bad. So I think the traffic that OnPassive's going to send to people, it's going to change their lives. The fact that you don't need a product like what I have, or if you have a product, you know, it's going to help you either way. Either you have a business or you don't. It's a business in itself, but it will also help you generate that extra income if you ever need it. Now that I really look at it, I don't really think I'm going to need it, but you know, it's nice to know that it's there. So, well, guys, that's, you know, that's the truth from the heart, as always.
Very good. Women, powerhouse women. Jeez.
Hey, Marty.
Makes this guy look like, yeah, go ahead, Erin.
It's okay, sorry. It brought, when she was speaking, Claudia, thank you for sharing your story.
You're welcome.
When it was brought to my attention, and I forgot to mention it, just so you guys know, I was introduced to AI, the whole concept, about 3 years ago. I was at a conference in Dallas, Texas, and one of the keynote speakers was already talking about that. So I put it in the back of my head, right? You know, like anybody else. So then when Mike shared it to me, I was like, oh, like Claudia said, it's an internet product. I already was in a company that was in 200 countries. I had a team of 64 countries underneath my team of 2,000 people. But here, it's an internet product. So we don't have to worry about health and regulations and all those other things. So it's able to touch all types of organizations, governments, brick and mortar businesses like Claudia's business, everything. and I can go into my local market and help all these little mom and pop shops to go out and market their business, because we still need those type of services. We're not all going to be working from home, right? So
Nope.
we still need to get our hair cut.
Nope, 100%, 100%. With technology like this, where it's a digital product that you can deliver offline and online anywhere with anyone, it's a powerful thing. It's powerful, no doubt about it.
And also one thing is, just so people understand, and people are still not quite understanding AI, government of Alberta, our provincial government, just announced last week that they're putting $6.5 million in post-secondary school for artificial intelligence, for health services, for senior care and automotive. It's here, guys. We're in the new normal. This is the new world.
Yep, and Ash Mufara, the Frankenstein that he is going to stay ahead of all that every day, every year. He wants to be ahead. In fact, one of the things he had said to myself, Mike, and Dan was, most people hire technicians, and after they get the project done, they let them go. He said, I'm not letting anybody go. I want those technicians to invent the next whatever it is. I want us to be first to have it and the best at it. That's a big deal when you get in a company like that. I mean, all those little things. And then he took all the companies that failed and said, what made them fail? Why did they fail? Okay, we got to make sure we program that in. To take high sophisticated technology and make it simple is technology within itself. He's going to take very high tech things and make it so that our grandmother can do it. That's what he said. So it's a big deal. It's a big, big deal. Anyway, I want to thank everybody for being here. You'll be glad you were. If you want to know more info, I don't know where you're going to go, but if you want more info, get back to the person that invited you. The founder position is still open for now. I can't guarantee it'd be open in 2 weeks, but I can tell you this, once it closes, you can never, ever, ever be a founder, ever. So if you're willing to give that for $97, you really should get an appointment with your doctor, get your head examined, because something is wrong. All right, anyway, I'll see you all. Mike, I want you to Skype me when you get off. Anyway, I'll see you all, and have a great day, and thank you for being here. And Trailer, you're the best.